Welcome to Happy Hour, brought to you by Best Damn Bookkeeping. What are some of the biggest like pitfalls of it where you're just like, oh man, I didn't know this was going to happen, or I didn't know it'd feel like this, selling the cleaning company and doing this. And what are some of the bright spots that you maybe didn't realize were going to come into play when you started doing this, more of an administrative remote style business?
Yeah. So, just rewinding back to like my lead up to that sale, a message for everyone is just, if you're feeling like you're getting to that point, start to put the feelers out, right? Because like the process of disposing of a business can last like a year. Even once you have like an agreed upon price, a party willing to step up, they have financing capacity, it could still easily be a year, right? And if we don't even have that and we're just listing it on the open market or through a broker or whatever, like you could be 24 months out, right?
Did you sell your business to somebody in your network that you knew, or did you end up listing it, or how'd you go about it?
My accountant bought it.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then he partnered with a number of other people, and one of which was one of the technicians that was working his way up the ranks, which is really cool.
In a funny way, like he was probably the right dude to buy it. Like he knew what it was financially capable of, so he was able to see stuff, understand stuff, and say like, yeah, this is a good investment.
Yeah. And he sees tons of businesses, I'm sure. So like, what a testament too, right? Of like what we built. So, but no resentment whatsoever. I wish them all the best, and I'm there to support if I can. But like kind of to your point before, the sentiment is there's no looking back, right?
No. And it's funny. I got bought out of Blue Skies, which I had been like the admin company I built from thin air starting in kind of 2018, externally facing.
Yeah.
It was funny. It was like, oh shit, I built it. And then I realized I only owned 13% of it. It was part of our holding company. I was like, shit, I built this thing, but it's not even mine.
Yeah.
I tried to buy it, but in reality, like I was probably the worst buyer because I can just rebuild it. So how much I'm willing to pay versus maybe what somebody else outside is willing to pay is hilariously different.
Yes.
And so I don't hold that against my former business partners. And it wouldn't have made any sense for them to sell it to me as investors. That would have been like their worst out ever. But it was kind of a funny realization of like, yeah, there's no resentment at all. It was definitely the right decision. The only, and that's not even a regret, but if I could do it all over again, I should have done it like 3 years sooner and been like, oh shit, like bookkeeping is my jam and podcast hosting is my jam. I should probably just do that more. Instead, I was like clinging on to something because it was the thing that I was doing, because it was the thing that I knew, and I was just doing it because it was where I was going. And I think especially when you have a family and little kids, it's easy to get in the trap of like, well, this is just what I'm doing, and I know I can show up here every day, and I'm just going to keep doing it because there's enough chaos going on. I don't need to create more of it.
We need a little predictability at that point.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, home service heroes, thank you guys so much for tuning into our home service happy hour content today. I sure hope you learned a little something, and I sure as heck hope that it was entertaining. If you did find it fun and entertaining, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more cool, fun, entertaining business content. And speaking of which, stay tuned. There's a little more here and a little more right here. Check it out.